the moment Ra basically exploded into flames and then passed out, the sort of medical personnel get involved, understandably. Also because she won the hawk hunt. So, yeah, the track is flooded with medical personnel pretty quick. And as he requested you do, Gavette has also landed his Pegasus a couple dozen yards away from you. And he's gotten out of there. You can see in the near distance there is actually a Hydra, which is, I haven't mentioned this before, it's basically an all-terrain troop transport sort of vehicle. It's got 6 legs and backup treads, but it's just a real heavy all-terrain transport thing. You see that has been sort of pulled up along with the absolute army of medical crew vehicles and personal guards and press. People have just been invading this field.
To be clear, the Hydra is one of ours and is not Imperial.
Oh, I was gonna say, you see, that Hydra is an Imperial transport that has sort of pulled up on the outskirts. It's not really being allowed into the circle, but it's there.
Alright, well, she's a field medic, but they're clearly, far more trained professionals. So she's just basically gonna start, pushing people away that don't need to be there, ushering people that do need to be there.
Bunch. Like the palace guardsmen tried their best to get there first, but there's just a swarm of people everywhere. You can actually hear, now that the track is sort of visible, there is a small bit of legitimate outcry
that
from the people as they see, Prince Nahue is just fucking dead. He's real dead. Mm-hmm. His head is in the sand. So that is also a pretty big thing. Fox has gotten out of the Griffin and is trying to make his way towards you, but there's just a crowd.
Sure. Does it look like the medical people are trying to, move her?
Yeah, they've lifted her up and they're trying to get her into a crawler.
Okay. She's gonna try and get inside that crawler too, if at all possible. Should I roll for it?
What do you want to roll?
Navigate the crowd? I don't know.
You get pretty close, and then you are actively being stopped from. There are 2 palace guardsmen that are preventing you from getting inside.
All right.
And Ra is still unconscious.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, she's not gonna fight that.
Yeah, there's just a deafening crowd all around you. There are chants going on. A couple of them you recognize. One is basically just what would amount to nationalistic political propaganda.
Sure.
Of all flavors.
I see.
Is beginning to pop up, and the guardsmen are you can see starting to get a little nervous, actually.
All right.
As there was a massive crowd in the stadium, they're sort of pouring out into the track.
All right. Well, Candyce is gonna just walk alongside the vehicle as it pulls out to just make sure it gets out of there safe, and then once it's gone, she'll go back to Fox and figure whatever that is out.
Yeah, he has dismounted from the Griffin. Oh yeah, for posterity, the 2 catboys were immediately escorted off the field, as one of them was decently injured, and actually no, both of them were. If I remember correctly, Richter had a couple broken ribs, and wait, wasn't he just shot? Was he wearing armor?
He was just shot point blank.
Yeah, so he has a gunshot wound. And Pallas
was hit by a stray missile or something. Not directly.
Pallas was thrown out of a vehicle onto the ground very abruptly. So both of them are also being ushered into a crawler.
Sure.
And away, and it's pretty much just you and Fox who are being surrounded by the crowd. There are people yelling at you that oh yeah, you did a great job, or holy shit, did you see that fucking barrel roll? And also, you're getting a fair amount of cries of murderer.
Sure.
You hear that a couple times. But, you are kind of starting to get surrounded.
Yeah. Am I able to make my way to him?
Yeah, you're gonna roll for it.
All right.
It's difficult physically.
Yeah, I don't really have much to that.
Unless you want to start shoulder checking people with stun.
No way. That would just incite a fucking. Can I use Dex to like sneak around people?
You know what? Yeah, +2.
That's a 9.
That's a 9 total?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get over there decently well, but you are actually starting to be dragged back into the crowd.
By who?
You can't tell.
Okay.
The crowd is just sort of intensifying around Fox. You can't really see anything, but yeah, you see that.
Yeah, she just like calls out to him like, Fox, we need to get out of here.
What? Wait, hold on, where are you?
She'll, I don't really have anything. I guess she
roll +2 Dex.
I think she'll just wave.
Yeah.
Like, with her metal arm and try and get his attention. Roll plus Dex. That's a 10.
That's a 10 total.
Mm-hmm.
You are suddenly conked in the head. You're still wearing your helmet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't really do any damage, but yeah, you are suddenly struck as something solid hits you.
Ow.
And you can't really tell where it came from.
Alright. We're going steam. I'm creating a smoke screen.
You're just gonna air this joint out?
Yeah. Basically, like, this might even just cause more confusion, but if nothing else, people can't identify I am me and Fox is Fox.
Yeah, you let out a big... Oh, you do actually hear still. Oh yeah, the steed has been sort of... Hello? Hey, where are you? Could you come pick me up?
If I remember correctly, can it walk?
It is missing its back left leg.
That's not what I asked.
It's a quadruped.
Yeah, I don't know.
It can drag itself.
Yeah, okay.
Kinda broken down out here. Can't see anything. Now that you did the smoke screen again, it's kinda funny.
Gavet or someone with the Empire will pick you up, I'm sure. You're their property anyway.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, no, I'll just, use your... Just, any day now. Gonna get over there eventually. But, yeah, eventually you feel someone, bump into you more intentionally, and you're like, what is that? Oh, hey!
Yeah, let's try and navigate out of this.
Yeah, you pick a direction or something?
Hold on. Doesn't Fox have a compass?
Yes.
That, like, goes to a specific direction?
Yes.
She'll like, motion to that, like, hey, use your compass. Let's try and get back to the palace.
What? Oh, he like, he turns his arm over and like, alright. You see, yes, he has slotted his earring into a spot on his arm and flipped it open. I think it's, that, I don't know, I'm gonna go this way. I'm pretty sure that's the way we are.
Alright, as long as we're going in one direction. Just both like,
and that direction is towards my vagina. Put a coin in the jar.
Basically, as long as we're not going in circles, you know.
Right. So
but I imagine also both of them like screaming over a crowd as this conversation.
Oh yeah. Things have started to get a little more mosh pity than you would like. Being suddenly covered in a cloud of steam, people have started to panic a little bit. You can hear the palace guardsmen start to yell over the crowd.
And she'll move the steam with her.
Yeah.
Basically, so that like once she moves out of the way, the steam will dissipate.
Yeah.
In my 15-foot AOE.
My 15-foot AOE. You hear there starts to be two louder chants than the others. They start to get a little bit more unified. You hear Tuana and False God. Tuana is the sort of old, basically just the myth of like King Arthur, the sort of like they who will unite all kingdoms underneath them. The sort of the myth that follows with the sword that Ra just put her hands on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's being yelled. But also, yes, false god is also being yelled.
That's not... In fact, Candyce will even say as much to Fox. Like, that's... She gestures around. That wasn't the intended effect, I don't think.
I know. Yeah, I don't really know how to deal with that. Didn't think that would happen, actually.
To be honest, I didn't know what to expect.
I didn't think she'd cut the head off of a foreign dignitary, so...
I mean, in fairness, that's not against the rules. It is kind of the point of this.
Yeah, it's just like these things normally end in a yield or like a stalemate.
Sure.
I guess eye for an eye.
She's not really a stalemate kind of gal.
No, you fit in really well, huh? And give me another roll for Dex and give me a...
Man, just consistently rolling average. That's an 11.
Okay, and give me a 1 and 4.
That is a 7.
Oh, so you actually hear like a... And you move your head as just a rock sails past your head.
Jesus. She turns around to see if she can see who...
It's like, shit, are you getting thunk? Yeah,
Ooh.
Fox gets nailed in the forehead.
Is he also wearing a helmet?
No, he was not. So he nailed in the forehead. Shit! Woo! That's fresh.
Let's hurry this up. She pushes him along and try and...
Yeah,
she's going to activate the shield in her arm and basically just... The fucking meme image of the knight
I literally
escorting
immediately thought of that.
Yeah.
Oh god, that sucks. But you are being you actually hear some of the palace guardsmen yelling for you, like trying to find you in the crowd.
Do they have Steam intercom?
You're not linked into it, but you could just try to brute force your way onto their channel.
Yeah, if that's possible.
Well, you're success. Yeah, so if you want to, basically you can.
Yeah, she'll basically radio them hey, I'm trying to escort Fox out on to the southeast side here.
Southeast. We will gather there.
Alright, copy.
You should get out immediately.
Yeah, no, I noticed. The crowd is not very receptive.
And it's radio silence. And you hear it now. It is beginning to intensify. You actually start to hear sounds of increasing violence.
She's gonna radio the Griffin to take off and meet outside of the stadium. Yeah, you hear the engines kick on immediately and okay, yeah, it's getting kind of dicey down there. Actually, hold on. Stay put for 2 seconds. She's gonna call.
Yvette.
Not Gavette. She's gonna call. She's gonna try and call back to the guards.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. If there's any non-security personnel you want to get out of here immediately, the Griffin is under my control.
Hold on.
Just try and escort them to the Griffin.
We are. Hold on. And then you hear it.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the first gunshot, and it goes off. And there's about a moment of pause, and then everyone panics.
Mm-hmm.
And you are now being pushed aside and almost bludgeoned as this crowd disperses in every direction. And the guards are now pushing their way with force into the crowd. Yeah, the Griffin has begun to take off now. It has sort of started trying to walk its way out and finding itself unable. It has just turned thrusters on and it is lifted into the air.
She'll confirm with it if anyone attempted to board or...
Yes.
Okay.
Several people were attempting to board.
And were they successful? Or were they trying to brute force their way in? What was the situation?
They were just trying to climb on.
Oh, shit, okay.
And, it has taken off, and it shook one off.
Okay.
So it is in the air now, and you are receiving an immediate hail from a nearby frequency.
Yep, hello?
I commanded Seth you remain grounded.
We're in the middle of a bit of a situation here. I understand your point of view here, but the situation's got a bit dicey.
You will remain here.
Yeah, for the record, I am on the ground. The Griffin is just being relocated.
It is being confiscated.
Alright, she's gonna confirm with the Griffin. Okay, there's no one inside?
No contact.
No contact. Alright, that's cool.
You reach out and it has been cut off.
Can she try and brute force her way into the Griffin now?
You meet the same sort of military encryption that is on most Griffins. It has been changed.
I see. Okay.
And you see it is lifting off and traveling over towards the group. That group of Imperials, that Hydra, the Pegasus, and now the Griffin, are also surrounded.
The Pegasus was shot down, I thought.
No, sorry, Gavette's.
Oh, Gavette's Pegasus.
Yeah, that group that have sort of stayed to themselves are also being surrounded.
That's not gonna end well. Alright, Gavette, I advise you to remove yourself from the situation immediately. I don't think we can get a hold on this crowd.
There's sort of silence there.
And despite what you might want to do personally for the sake of negotiations and, international diplomacy, I would really prefer you not instigate the crowd.
We will fire upon if fired upon.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you're sort of moving towards the edges of the crowd. It's sort of dispersed. Now, the guards have taken it, baton in hand, and started to arrest multiple people.
So not to, racially profile, not even racially, would that be regionally profile?
Yeah, I was going to say,
What is the rioters look like?
Of the people they're going after?
Yeah.
There are a few. There's noticeably a few people from the Eastern Regency, but that's not all of them.
Okay.
There's a good amount of people that are just wearing the standard Dune garb. Do you want to take a perception on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna sense motive everyone.
No. Do you want to take a perception?
Okay. Well, I will re-roll then, I guess. Yeah, the sense motive was 7, but I will do both, honestly.
Yes.
Nat 1.
Oh boy.
No perception for me.
Oh, sorry. Give me a 20 and 6. I forgot.
That is a 5.
God damn! You know what? Your Steam screen's still up. You can't see shit.
Fair enough.
So yeah, you get to the edge of things, and you're kind of stranded now. The guards have begun arresting people and breaking up the crowd. Still no sign of where that gunshot came from.
Is there what sort of jurisdiction do I have? Is it dubious
really.
Since I just got back?
Right, because you're not officially.
Okay, what jurisdiction did I have before I left?
You were basically a regent consort, which is like an internal palace. You were like a council seat member.
Sure. Okay.
So not a lot of actual judicial. Well,
Makes
sorry.
sense.
Yeah.
I was more of a government figure than
yes,
law enforcement. All right. Gosh, what do I want to? All right. Well, okay. I would know exactly where, because I'm sure this has happened before. I'm sure Raz got injured at some point when we were together.
Yeah.
Where would she be taken?
Oh, because of the arena and its activities, there is a trauma center that's set up like a half mile outside.
All right. But then, no, with that information, like retroactively, I'm gonna say she was heading in that direction.
Yeah. You go out there. You see the crowd has become kind of. You see actually more vehicles of just standard militia that are driving out towards the arena.
All right, she's gonna call the who's ever, maybe not in charge, but like one of the heads of security, and be like, "All right, what's the situation? Can I help at all, or should I make myself scarce?"
None. Who is this?
Candyce?
Oh, yes. No, things appear to be calming down on their own. It was just a small group of, we assume, political dissidents. But no, there is nothing that we... Roll perception again.
18. Finally, a roll.
Your steam cloud has dissipated fully, and I assume you're walking away from the arena.
Yeah.
Down a road, and you're looking back at it for a moment.
Uh-huh.
With an 18, you see Fox for a moment as he has a hand pressed to his forehead where there's a small cut where that rock beamed him. But he's been sort of staring back at the crowd, and he looks down at you and back, and that guy wasn't wearing his face garb.
Huh. Which one?
The one he was arresting. It had fallen off, like it wasn't tied right. Was that? Did I see that right? Am I just? Did you see that?
I mean, she taps the side of her helmet.
With your perception, yeah, no, that he's correct. You looked down and you saw for a moment there was a guy there, and it was just gone. It had just fallen off.
So I imagine there's the stadium, and we're standing outside, right?
Yeah. Roll +2.
Okay. That's a 21.
Something clicks in your head, and it's not really a thought, but it is an instinct that sort of clicks when you reach a certain process in your head, and you start acting before you fully complete the thought. You look back, and you see him do something. He reaches up towards his chest, and you are already flat on the ground when the explosion goes off. And you are still rocked. You are in distance that the pressure wave rolls you over. And there is dust in the air, and there is debris falling, and one of the crawlers has been overturned by that. And you see a group of those people who are being arrested stand, and there is gunfire.
Alright. She ow. Fox, you alright?
You see him reach up and turn something, and then turn it, and then just tear it out, and alright. I guess we're dealing with that now.
Christ almighty.
He pushes himself up and squints over and... Oh shit, those guys aren't doing-ish.
Yeah.
You one of the pursuit vehicles has turned around and is driving back to the arena. And it meets a burst of gunfire from that group.
Okay. How many of them are there?
There are 6. They have discarded their outer layers and are brandishing small assault weapons.
Can I percept to see things about them?
Yes. Yes, you can.
9.
That's a 9. They're very visibly not Dunish.
Okay, but can I tell...
These guys look like they have lived above the border their whole life.
She's gonna call Gavette.
Yeah.
And just hey, you see what's happening?
There's no response.
Alright, well, I'd appreciate if you did something about it. That would kind of help prove your innocence, because right now I am suspecting your guys specifically as she's sprinting back.
Yeah, Fox is following along. What weapons did you carry into this? Because you were piloting, what weapons did you carry?
Well, I mean, she always has her
her sword.
Her sword. Probably just her gun, her
sidearm.
Her what was it, SMG, right?
Yes, her steam SMG, her high pressure steam gun.
So those two things, and then obviously the shield in her arm.
Right.
That's probably about it. I think she's going to activate the shield and basically It's not a big shield, but do the shield run, you know?
Okay, so you're just charging them flat out. Fox.
Because I imagine the explosion kicked up a bunch of dust.
Yeah.
And so maybe she can try and use that to her advantage. I don't know.
Fox has he ran forward a little behind you, then he dove forward. He's now laying down and has brought his own submachine gun up to bear, and is now laying flat, getting a sight line.
Yeah, as she goes, she's gonna wait. Yeah, I think what she's gonna do is she's gonna like run up to like the wreckage, and then just shoot at them over her arm.
All right. So are you trying to like cover one side with the wreckage?
Sure.
All right. So yeah, you're approaching it and you're gonna peel around.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's time to roll initiative.
So Candyce, plus flat 2. Wow, just consistently
9.
mediocre.
Wait, 11. Sorry, plus 2.
Fox plus what did you say?
No, everyone's flat.
Alright. Do you want him to go before or after Candyce? I don't care. He got an 11.
Doesn't matter. Oh, before, yeah.
Okay. Alright, and then... Okay.
Oh boy. Yeah, that works.
Bad people.
I was gonna call them insurgents because we're in a sandstorm.
Okay.
That's a joke that 5 people will get. Actually, no, I forgot. Insurgency Sandstorm is getting kind of popular now. Oh yeah, give me a roll for Palace Guardsmen. Oh, damn.
They actually did their goddamn job.
Wow, competent guardsmen? What series is this? It's my series. Guardsmen are actually trained to be competent. Why else are they there? They're not goons. I hate this trope in every series
that I watch. There's only one reason. You know why?
Why?
They all look generic. They all look generic, and so they must act generic.
Oh, yes. You know why they look generic? They're uniform. They're efficient. They're part of a... This continues on for the next 10 minutes.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, yeah, it's time to go. The guards have fully retreated behind the other crawler.
Sure.
As they have been just absolutely ambushed by, just waves of gunfire. I'm going to say 4 of them. Yeah, they're going to return fire. Just in a volley, sort of, around and behind cover, so just a flat 20.
1! Not 1, they're stormtroopers. Everything you just said has been disproven.
There's a bunch of sand, and they don't want to really actually get out from behind cover. They're just being barraged. These guys came surprisingly, and you would notice running up, very well armed. Like, suspiciously well armed.
Incidentally, what's the civilian situation? Are there...
They are scattered. The rest of the guards have...
That's good. I meant more like, how many dead people are there? Because there was an explosion.
Yeah, how many casualties?
Also, there was a gunshot, and now there are more gunshots.
You would actually have to take a perception for that. So if you want to roll. It won't count towards your action.
9.
That's a 9. You see 4 or 5 still forms.
Okay.
You don't know what that means?
Mostly I was looking just because, like, I have the ability to heal people, so if I noticed anyone still alive...
You see still forms. You don't know if they're dead.
Okay.
And you would actually have to put down some attention if you wanted to look after
Yeah,
them.
and given the situation, we kind of need to prioritize taking people down first.
Right. Fox, give me a 20 and 8 with advantage. How many times? 3 times.
Christ.
Yeah, if...
That's a 10, a 11, and a 17.
If you're wondering what Fox's main skill was...
You know, I remember from Hometown Heroes.
Yup. Yeah, that bullshit he pulled. So give me a group evasion for the bad people. That's 20 and 4.
11.
So, oh shit, I just forgot all of Fox's rolls. What did he... Did he roll under an 11?
Tie goes to attacker, so I think 2 hit?
2 hit. Yes.
I could be wrong, but if I am, I'm gonna edit it out.
like a true audio producer. It doesn't exist if I don't let you see it or hear it. Yeah, you see him from his position where he has flattened himself out and gone prone. You just hear a... and one of them gets hit twice, and you see him go down. The one that was specifically nearest to you.
Okay.
So you see him drop.
What do I want to do here?
He's not dead, but you see him, he took one to the torso and one to the leg. So he's down now, and he's in arm's reach of you.
Alright, what do I want to do here? Alright. This is a dire situation. I might get a little fucked up. I might get a little quirky.
A little funny, goofy.
How hot can I make my steam?
Without a heat source, not very. But with a heat source.
What if I used my arm as like a...
It's run by steam. You would need an external heat source. There is a burning car next to you.
That's true. Okay. Basically, I'm thinking if I form a field around them, basically, not only can they not see, it also just slowly burn them.
I like that.
Because the priority is they can't see, so they can't accurately shoot at anyone, and we can get closer.
All right.
But if I can, pile some damage on top of that too.
You do that, and I'm gonna have you roll for effectiveness.
Okay. Effectiveness 14.
Wow. Yeah. No. You stick your arm into one of the ports of the burning car, and you start funneling steam out.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, as it starts to pool, you do hear muffled cries of anguish as pretty much the entire field of battle gets overrun.
I assume they each have 5 harm. So how much damage did they take from Fox?
3.
Okay, so that is 27, and then I assume, they all take 1 damage from the steam?
Yes.
So that'd be another 5?
6.
Oh, another 6, right. Yeah.
So it's down to 21. 21 total harm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that guy who's on the ground, yeah, he's gone.
Okay.
He has, actually, no, he'd be at 4.
He'd be at 4, but
he is out of the fight.
I think just for simplification's sake, every time we hit, a 5 or a 10, we knock one guy out.
Yeah, so he is out of the fight. Yeah, I'm gonna say that was your whole turn action.
Mm-hmm. Still hidden behind the thing, by the way.
Right.
I'm not exposed.
With your Steam Speak skill, you hear an encrypted frequency being spoken through.
Okay.
These guys are using encrypted frequency transmitters to talk to each other.
Oh, I'm gonna listen on that.
You can't.
Okay.
This is military grade encrypted frequency trans. You know what? No, hold on. If you spend your next turn, you can crack it. If you start now.
Let me think. Do I really want to waste it? Yeah, no. Intelligence would be. We've got them pretty locked down at the moment. Okay. Yeah, I'll listen in.
Give me a 20 and 4.
That is a 14.
All right, give me another 20 and 4.
That is a 13.
All right, roll evasion.
Okay. That is a 15.
And give me a flat 20.
What are we rolling here? What are the dice? 15?
Good. So, you hear a burst of transmission, and then all of them switch to automatic and begin blindly spraying outwards. And you hear one of the guards get cut down. And yeah, they are just sweeping and spraying at everything that moves.
It's the stupidest mental image. Them all just linking arms in the middle.
Sucks. But no, basically what they've done is, hold on. Can you see through your own steam?
See would be the wrong word. I think she can. I think she can feel wind movement through it. So if someone is moving around through it, she can. But if someone's still,
they have all taken position in an outward formation and planted, and they are shooting everything that moves.
All right.
So the guards. You get a short burst transmission of, we are pulling back! And they take a turn. Give me a 20 and 4.
That's a 18?
18? Yes. They begin pulling their downed teammate away, and they exit the field of battle.
No, they're just gone.
Yeah, they pull back.
Okay.
Fox is going to, what a surprise.
Shoot his gun.
Oh, actually, no. Give me a 26.
He's going to do an 11.
Yeah, you hear him. All right, grenade out.
Good call.
Give me a...
Hold on, wait, why do you have a grenade on you?
Why wouldn't I have a grenade on me?
Okay, we can talk about it later.
Give me a 26.
No, hold on, I feel like the answer to that question should be obvious. That's a 8.
Yes. 2 of them are hit for 3 damage each, so reduce another 6 there, and 1 of them is cut down.
Let's go. That's big.
You feel them all stand, and they all begin moving in a single direction.
I'll say, because he gave her a heads up, she is going to, like, shield out, charge them as the grenade sails over, so once it explodes, she's within, like, close to melee.
Right, they all began moving, and you were already sent to intercept, so you are in melee combat with the first one.
Cool. You said they were all kind of bunched together, right?
They were basically in a loose circle, and they got up and they all started moving in a direction.
So before they move apart too much, she's going to just stun blast all of them, basically try and shockwave them.
Not that tight a circle.
Okay.
They were all about 6 feet apart. So they were in, and you would briefly recognize this, they were in a tactical shape where you can't actually hit all of them at once.
Can I, this might be a stretch, can I knowledge at what kind of military would use that tactic?
What formation they're in?
Yeah.
That would take a...
I mean, that's something I can also just do later retroactively after combat. Okay.
But, I mean, this, like, you're going to telltale, Candyce will remember this.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
can
in melee
hit,
combat.
like, 2 of them, maybe?
Maybe
hit one into another?
Yes. Stun, that's D6.
You're gonna be. That's a 17.
Give me another D6.
That is a 16.
Oh boy, yeah, just barely. You charge out of the steam, and you...
I think what she does, she like punches one of them in the gut and then activates it.
And yeah, he flies aside and hits the other one. So 2 of them are briefly incapacitated.
How much damage? Oh, I guess it doesn't do damage, it just stuns them for like a round, right?
Right. Yeah, so the third guy you were going to take an attack from.
Okay. Is he just turning around and shooting?
Yeah, he's turning back and he's going to spray at you. He's holding a light machine gun.
So
he is just one-handing and belt in other hand.
Could I argue mayhaps smoke screen for
he's
disadvantage?
going to fire a disadvantage.
Okay.
Because he's being boiled.
Oh yeah.
Scalded.
Oh no, hold on. No, okay.
Once it is their turn, they're all going to take another damage.
Let's go. Man, Candyce is good at fighting. I just realized
she's really good at 1-to-1.
What was it? Plus what? For the shot? For the fighty fight?
Oh yeah, sorry, D8.
D8. Okay.
At disadvantage.
Yeah, disadvantage. So that is an.
Oh boy.
That's a natural 1.
Yeah. No, he turns back and he is still pretty much unable to see you as his face is being pretty badly burnt. Actually, with a nat 1...
Does he shoot one of his buddies?
Yeah, he clips one of his own guys. So that's another... that is actually 4 harm.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's...
4 harm, and then if they each take 1, that'd be...
That guy's dead.
Math, fuck... 7 damage?
This is still on your turn.
Oh, okay.
That guy takes 4 damage. Now it's their turn, and they all take 1.
Right, okay. So that'd be 7 total, which would mean that there's 8 left. Okay.
Yep, so there's...
2 guys left.
2 guys, and...
One of them is stunned.
One of them is stunned, and the other one is still firing at you, hasn't let off the trigger, so he's going to roll again. D8 advantage. Disadvantage.
That is a...
No way!
Another nat 1. Man, champ.
Yeah, no, he, after absolutely blasting his one friend, he mows down his other one.
Alright. God.
So now that's 4.
4 damage. Or
so
4.
yeah, he kills that guy. You see, that guy was actually drawing a knife and just right through the side of the head.
At this point, he's just going wild. She's like on the ground behind her. She's like, Christ, Fox.
Got it. And give me 3d8 advantage.
Wait, he has triple? I mean, natural 20.
Yeah, you hear, got it. And you hear it fire for a few more seconds before dropping out of his hands. And he is...
Jesus Christ.
Do you dispel the steam?
Yeah. She'll dispel the steam and just like there are just so many bullet holes around her.
Yeah, no, the ground is torn to shit. There are casings everywhere. These guys were just spraying. And on that note, yeah, you can look down. These are Northern Imperial guys. Guys have some just like close-chopped beards. They're pale guys.
Are any of them alive? I can roll a die.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the grenade victims is still alive.
But not a threat, I assume.
No, he is on the ground, breathing heavy.
And are there any civilians that are alive?
They're gone. They have been most of the guards. That was their job, getting them out of the area. Oh, you mean injured?
Yeah.
Roll.
You get a bit. That's a 16.
That is a 16. Yeah, there is 2 of them with gunshot wounds.
All right, Fox, come and help me out. We've got 2 civilians. They're still alive, and I think one of the terrorists is still alive too.
On it.
I'll leave the secondary one to you. She'll go and help heal civilians. I can roll to heal.
Roll to heal, cause she do that.
Yeah. Wow. 23.
Yeah, they're pretty solid flesh wounds that you don't have a lot of trouble binding and cauterizing.
Yeah, from what I've seen, bullet wounds are very very pun not intended, hit or miss.
Either
or like
it's fine.
really really bad, or just okay.
Yeah, there was a lag, and the lag was a little bit dangerous because it did pass through an artery, but you cauterized it in time, and you gave him a tourniquet.
Sure.
And the other one was just a lower abdomen that you patched up. And yeah, you're getting them. The guards have mostly started to return and are tending to whatever casualties they can. So yeah, it's all in all, it's not that bad. There were 5 dead. That bomb. Oh yeah, there are 5 dead, not including that crawler.
Oh right.
There were people in that crawler.
Which was that an Imperial crawler?
No.
Or was that a...
That was Dunish.
Incidentally, how is the Empire section of the field looking?
That's been cleared out.
Are they not here anymore?
No, I'm sorry, the crowd around them has been cleared out.
No, obviously, I'm saying what are they doing?
Mostly because there is a contingent of soldiers that have surrounded the vehicles. Contingent of armed soldiers. So you can look over and see that. Fox has approached the group now.
Alright, yeah, has he been looking at the guy?
Yeah, he's just sort of staring down at him.
Alright, she'll walk over. I guess I will percept then. Now, at him, combined with the Candyce, will remember this. And roll a 19. Let's go.
So you continue to think. You would know that was specifically squad-based combat formation. So this is someone who was trained to fight in a small unit. And yes, this is Imperial tactic.
Okay.
He is on the ground. There's he's just been sort of peppered with shrapnel all along his torso, so he's having a little trouble breathing.
Sure.
Probably not long for this world.
Cool.
But he's kicking.
Before we dive into that, I remember you mentioning in the previous session how Raw was kind of being overwhelmed with a bunch of, not paperwork, but like, hey, you might die. What do we do if you were to die?
Yeah.
Incidentally, if she were to die or be indisposed by, say, a magical sword, Who is the next person in charge?
The Regency consort.
Oh. That was a bad call.
It wasn't specifically you. It was just the Regency consort.
Okay.
Who, until this moment, has been an unfilled position. And it would have gone to, what was it?
If it weren't for those meddling kids.
What is the official title called? I think that would literally just be the city's intermediator.
Okay.
Would be the next in line after you.
Okay. Basically, she's like, me fight, me not big brain. What? I'm not... There are a bunch of very nuanced political and cultural things here that I don't know how to unpack. And
you're sort of brought back to reality by the man screaming as Fox has pressed a foot down on his shrapnel wounds. It is slowly just increasing weight on that.
Alright, buddy. She squats down. Actually, I have an idea. Fox, hold up for a second.
Yeah, like he lifts hand and the guy gets a second to breathe.
Candyce has a thought. What if...
You thinking thoughts?
Yeah, I'm thinking thoughts. Is there any way to save this guy? Like...
Yeah.
Can I?
You could patch him up.
I'm gonna patch him up. She's just thinking like, okay, clearly... Unless there's like a billion levels of intrigue here, it seems pretty obvious this guy's Imperial. The Imperials over there want me. Mm-hmm. Maybe we can work something out between, like, because he attacked us. We have a captive now.
They have started to move towards you.
Okay, well, she's gonna heal him real quick to patch him up.
Okay, it can be done, is what I'm saying. You can probably keep this guy stable, but he has lung damage.
Okay, I will prolong his life so we can talk later then, I guess. Not gently. 17.
That is a 17. You are able to remove the large scraps of shrapnel and basically plug any of the external holes, but this guy's going to go through pneumothorax very soon.
Okay. She's gonna just talk to Fox like, hey, I might need some help here. Like gesturing over at the incoming home.
Yeah. Search him.
Okay.
I'll see what I can do over there.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, I'm the next in line to be in charge here until Ra recovers.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
So she's gonna pick through stuff.
Yeah, you're just gonna like start going through everything he's wearing.
Should I roll or?
Yes.
16.
Now also roll with Dex.
That's a slutty 20.
So you start picking through. Yeah, like you tear open his robes. He's just wearing tack gear under it.
So you're gonna say he's strapped with a bomb.
So yeah, he's just wearing tack gear, and you start looking through it. Yeah, like there's pistol magazines. There's a sheath up on his.
Does he have
shoulder.
A dog tag?
Yeah, you go deeper than that. He has some stuff in his pockets. There's an invoice. There's a invoice that has been opened. She's
gonna pocket that.
Yeah, no, you go forward. There is a tag he's wearing, and you see the motion, and you react immediately before you even have the chance to think about it. You reach up and you grab his arm, which has a knife in it.
Oh my gosh.
Guy is still kicking.
She grabs the thing and then just uses her robot arm to, like, twist his arm around and try and break it.
Oh, you just want to break the arm?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a fun thing. Yeah, you do that. And yeah, he screams pretty loud. It doesn't break like a bone, which you find odd.
Uh-oh.
Like, you do that, and it wrenches. Like metal.
Her eyes are gonna widen, and then she's going to, like, pick the guy up and toss him away.
You do that? Like, you pick, give me a roll for how good you do that.
If you remember, Candyce recently had a experience with not Victor Priestley. 9?
That's a 9. You do that, and Fox is sort of like look back over at that. You get him up, and what do you do?
Can I roll counter?
Yes.
She's gonna be like, here we go again. Oh, that's a 4. That's a 4. That's fun. That's nice.
You stand up and you grab him, and he reaches out and he grabs you.
Ooh.
And he draws in close to you for a second. And he says, "Traitors get what's coming to them." And you're deaf for a second. And you're weightless. And then there's a very hard impact against your back. And there's smoke. And it takes a second for your senses to come back. There's just a loud single tone. And your breath is loud in your helmet, and you can't really see anything. And then the helmet's being removed, and your senses rush back to you. You have been thrown 10 feet as an explosion has gone off.
Originating from him?
You look down, and yeah, your chest armor has almost gone concave.
Yeah, I imagine her, like, robot hand is, like, fucked up and, like...
It's not there.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, like, you look down, that's not there anymore. You can assume very vaguely from the damage done, it came from upper chest. And so, yeah, your face is wet and warm.
Fox?
Fox is over you. He has torn the helmet off. And he's like looking over you for a moment, and the Imperials have started running over now. In your other hand is still held the dog tag you pulled off. It's still there. You squeezed it like it was gonna save your life. It's still there.
All right.
And do you look down at it?
Sure.
Yeah, you do. It's just First Sergeant Ramos, Specialty Guild. You can turn it over and look at the other side. Strauss Personal Protection.
She's like, yeah, that's alright.
And yeah, you are unconscious. There's a bright light in your eyes as you are suddenly conscious again. Ow. As it happens, you don't know how long it's been. It felt like you just closed your eyes. You are lying on your back, and it is bright, and the air stinks of what you assume to be disinfectant. Everything is kind of numb, but you can tell you've had this sort of experience before. It's gonna hurt later. You are in a bed. You can tilt your head down. Yeah, you are covered in trauma bandage. There's a tube leading out of your chest cavity. There are several gauges and monitors that are connected to your empty right steam socket where your shoulder would go. There are several of those leading out. Your legs feel fine, pretty much. There's a cast around your left arm.
Yeah, she tries to get her bearings, like turns her head around.
That kind of hurts.
Like maybe not turns her head around, but like sort of like shifts. Like
you
wow.
You just sort of had a headache.
Yeah, probably just can't hear from her left ear.
There's still that dull tone.
This is par for the course.
You see movement in the corner as Fox looks over and stands up. He takes a moment. He's just sort of looking over you, and you see
she makes like a hand gesture, like a wave gesture with like 3 of her fingers, like to show that she's awake but not move.
Yeah. Shit. Well, good to see that you're alive. He walks over.
She does a middling hand gesture.
He is still smoking. Somehow.
Yeah?
You are in a hospital.
Okay.
And you see somehow he is. Actually, he is also in a medical gown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Does he look apparently injured anyway?
Left arm is slung. And that doesn't really click. You don't remember that happening. But...
No, that makes... Yeah.
So... You, there?
And she was like, yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Never did actually, get to figure out what happened there.
Okay, where, how long has it been?
2 days.
Oh, jeez, that's not healthy.
Well, you were kind of fucked up.
A little. How's Ra? Is that situation?
Oh, Ra's fine, actually. Good. Up and kicking and doing a lot more. Ra is in perfect condition. Actually, a little more than perfect.
She like, how do you mean?
Well, she had, like, scratches the back of his head, sort of. She had 10 people executed. So, whatever's that worth.
Who?
Oh, some insurgents that were also there at the arena.
Okay. And we don't know who they were?
Well, and yeah, he lays down the dog tag on the side table. And the,
Oh, God, I just remembered, yeah, right. Oh, fuck, I should have left.
So, it looks up, and, like, you can tell he doesn't do this often. Fox is one to just deliver any news as it is, and you can see it's like, it's a little weird that he's kind of struggling to figure out what to say. We're at war. But not with who you'd think.
She blinks. What?
Well, the 2 other regencies have conceded. Ra is now the supreme regent of the 3 territories.
Alright.
And we are at war with the Empire of Adadonis.
I'd like to think that was kind of inevitable, but...
This kind of got started with that attack, but, like, he sits down next to the bed. Alright, so I don't want to color your perception of Ra, okay?
Alright.
And, well... Very honestly, I don't want this to be my fault, but I'm thinking more and more this might not have been a good decision. But she kind of started this when she cut Baron Tenebrae in half.
Alright. Wait. So, did they just... I mean, did she though? Like,
yes.
The Empire attacked first. They might have not been public about it, but like.
Yeah, they denied the claims. Of
like
course.
we have evidence, and it's not like we have to prove it to anyone.
Well.
Like as soon as they attacked, the fact that we would go to war is kind of a given.
Of course, it's just they denied it. They denied it down to the last second. Wasn't them.
She stops and thinks.
He taps the dog tag. This is personal, protective.
Did that explosion remind her of the Victor shit?
Yes.
What's his name? The guy.
This is from Richard's personal contingent.
Right, yeah, there's that, but I'm putting something else together. The other guy, what's the guy?
Victor?
Priceley. No, well, yes, but the guy who was talking to us through that.
Yeah, he shrugs.
She, like, stops and thinks, Rodner, I think?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, you weren't able to listen to that because it was just a steam frequency. When Victor exploded, there was a guy talking to us.
Oh.
That explosion was almost identical to what hit me.
The main thing I'm thinking is the Empire didn't want this They sent him here to instigate peace. They were going to do a prisoner transfer. They were going to do a land share. They didn't want this, so who does?
What do I know after the years of working with Richard? What do I know of, like... Because, like, I the player, know. But, like, what could Candyce piece together here?
He's been planning something for years. And he has kept it from every government official he can.
But, I mean, like, specifically regarding creating anarchy within the different...
Oh, he has been playing that political game since he was 14.
Right, sure. I mean, it stinks of Richard.
I mean,
pitting two forces together.
It's his guys.
God, I wish I was conscious to talk to Rob 2 days ago.
Well, she's here.
She, like, shuffles over. Or, like, you know...
She's like, he gestures a thumb at the door. I just wanted, What did that guy say? Did he say anything to you?
I don't remember his words verbatim. Something like traitors get what they deserve, maybe? Something like that.
Yeah, that tracks.
God, I hope I'm not literally the cause of all of this. I just need to stop doing things.
Well, I mean, Richard really wants that, huh?
Yeah. Christ.
You to stop doing anything. It was about a day and a half of surgery before they pulled every piece of scrap out of your lungs.
Christ, do I have any, like, am I... She looks down at herself, like, what am I dealing with here? Am I okay?
Yeah, they got some pretty dedicated healers in here. And they've seen this kind of stuff before.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, they were talking about it. No, during the interim years. They've seen this kind of tech before.
Weird.
Yeah, apparently, traveling politicians used to get hit with this stuff all the time.
Huh.
It's a little, you just... Yeah. That sounds like the, woman of the hour. He stands up and like, ah! Yeah, it's still rough. I got into a little bit of a, scuffle with our Imperial friends.
Yeah, what? How did they all get, like, executed?
Yeah. Most of them. The main contingent jetted off quick as they could.
Makes sense.
But, no, one of them, he gestures towards his shoulder. Left me with this. It was a lucky shot. That bastard can't aim for shit.
Alright, well, take care of yourself and make yourself scarce.
Well, the fucking door breaks down. He walks over, he opens it, and it's just slammed aside as Raw marches her way in. That show's a little different. First of all, her hair is suspended now, just sort of behind her. It looks like she's moving through water. And yet the sword is at her side. And she marches over and is standing at the side of the bed, and it's just has you just locked.
Did they give me something, or is your hair an octopus?
No, that's actually... She like holds up a hand, and he... Oh, fucking fine. I'll be outside. He waves and walks outside. Yeah, she's just sort of standing there. She's a little taller than you remember her, too. Just sort of a jarring picture altogether. She seems her eyes seem to have a little bit of that ember that you saw earlier.
She like cocks her head. You alright?
You have survived. And the voice comes out, and it's odd because part of it is hers. And it changes as she's speaking. Part of it is, you would call it almost a chorus. She is joined by other voices, other tones when she speaks.
She sort of frowns at that.
And she takes a large inhale, and she takes hold of the hilt of the sword, and it feels like the room gets just a little bit colder, and her hair drops, and the light fades. And she breathes out. How are you doing?
She just like, I'm alive. That's the nicest thing I can say.
Yeah, you see her just look down at like the port and the bandages, and then she reaches forward and she touches a spot on your face, which you didn't really process yet. Half of your face is pretty bandaged up solidly, including your left eye is covered. She brushes over that. How are you feeling?
Physically, it hasn't. I haven't regained the. You know, you've done this song and dance before. There's the oh, I'm awake. This kind of sucks, and then in a couple hours, it's gonna really suck. That hasn't happened yet. Emotionally, I feel extremely guilty. I feel like I spurred this on by coming back.
And she lays a hand on the pommel of the sword, and she steps back and unhooks it from her side, and she just sort of lays it across your bed. I do not believe anything that happened here was unfortunate. I believe it is exactly as intended.
She cocks an eyebrow. Intended by
War with the heretics of the North was always an eventuality. They must be removed so that the cycle can be complete. I understand that now. Their place on this world is overdue.
Candyce looks down at the sword.
And you hear, but not in the way that sound normally travels to you, because right now you can sort of tell that your hearing is sort of canned and a little tinny. And that tone playing in your left ear is still pretty bad. But you actually hear that tone starts to resonate. That tone grows, and it begins to harmonize in your head as you look down at the sword. And it's like you have known it all your life, looking down at this thing. It is the most familiar thing you've ever felt. And you feel like you should reach out for it, but your arm isn't there. And you feel it calling to you. And Rob places a hand on it. This... Do you know what this is?
Not... I think what I know of it is not nearly its entire history, but I have a basic understanding.
This is living steel. This carries the thoughts and the rage and the pain of every warrior who has come before. Every warrior this steel has deemed worthy of it. This carries the greatest warriors this world has ever known. Now it comes to me. I do not believe any of this is accidental. I believe that I am supposed to have this. I can hear it. I can hear the voices of my family, my lineage back down to the first settlers of this land. I can hear the voice of my father. What do you hear?
I hear home. Both home where I grew up and home here. It's like if you put the sensation of being at ease into a frequency, and it resounded.
You're reaching out for it. You didn't notice this, but you see your hand now reaching towards the handle for it. Do you try to stop yourself?
The only reason why Candyce wouldn't, I think, is that she was raised in the Church of Adonis. What are the, religious implications of this blade? Are there any? Is there any
really
connection?
Unheard of. Yeah, you've never really heard of anything like this.
Yeah, she will touch it.
All the sound in the room cuts out. You are weightless. You are formless. The only reason you know that you still are is that you can think and you can feel. And in these moments, you have striking clarity of your whole life. You can see every second that you've lived, every decision that you've ever made, every belief that you have stood for up to this very moment. And you feel a presence. And it is there. It doesn't appear to be doing anything, but it is there and it is watching you.
Does it what is the proximity between us?
There is no space to be had here. It exists and you exist in the same moment together.
She's gonna look at it and then try and hold her hand out to it.
You are in the temple you grew up in. This is where you spent your childhood. How did you come to be here?
Well, she was orphaned as a little baby and basically just dropped on the doorstep of this church. And she's just been here ever since.
You find yourself in these halls. You are not as old as you were when you resided here. This is not a memory. You are fully conscious of yourself, but you are back in this place, and the halls are empty.
She looks around, sort of the weirdly having a... Obviously, this is a very bizarre situation, but, like, sort of layered on top of that, there's the situation of, like, wow, this place is a lot smaller than I remembered.
A lot more simple. You can see the cracks in the stone. Some places where the varnish has peeled off the wood.
She'll sort of, like, idly wander till she reaches, like, the main auditorium sort of section.
Yeah, you reach the pews and the pulpit. And there's someone there. They're sitting down on the steps up to the pulpit reading. The face is one that you would recognize. It is the face of one of your teachers that you knew. This is someone that had a strong impact on the front half of your life. This is someone who taught you what it was to be a servant of Adonis. They're sitting there and they're reading.
Yeah, she'll make her way up.
They appear to be, well, you thought they were reading, but they have a book open in front of them, and they appear to be running a hand over it, and text is spilling onto the page. And they turn it and begin filling it anew.
Yeah, she'll just silently, like, walk up next to them and look down and try and parse what they're writing, if she can, it might be too fast.
It appears to be, from the moments you can gather on the page, the account of everything that has just occurred.
Huh.
And it's drawing nearer to the moments that you just experienced.
Candyce is going to, like, sit down next to them and, like, put a hand on their shoulder.
You feel familiar, and you feel close to this person. You know this is not your old teacher. But you feel like you are safe beside them. And they look up and they smile at you.
She like, gestures to take the book. Not take the book, but, like, hold it.
And they offer it out to you.
Candyce is going to flip back to the day that she left. And then she's going to, like, look at the person.
They're studying you. There are some things that we regret, aren't there?
Yeah, she's just silent, like, looking at basically, like, the dialogue of that day.
There are some things we wish we could undo. Whether they be our own actions or actions taken far outside our grasp. We wish we could turn back time.
Yeah.
But then, if we were to do so, would we remain ourselves? For as every action dictates a reaction, every event in our life causes us to be the people we are. Perhaps if you had changed that event, you would not be the same person that you are today.
I agree. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not sure if I think I'd be a better person. I think a lot of people would be better off.
For their own gain?
Yeah?
Why did you leave?
Because I knew if I didn't, it would eat me up inside. The thought that I had a chance, however slim, to prevent all of this and didn't take it.
And they nod. And they hold their hand out for the book.
Yeah, she there's like a small bit of her that's just like there's a small bit of her that just wants to rip that page out, but like she concedes and hands it back.
And they close it, and you see they draw a belt across it, and they effectively seal the book. They lace the belt, and they set it down on the pulpit. And they look around the area. You recognize the old stained glass, the one that always missed that one section of the upper right that they had to board over. I always thought places like this were interesting. They are unlike most of the places that I have been called upon in. They're small. They are almost humble, but I feel they reflect many things very well.
It's sincere.
Yes. No matter what the cause is of these things, they reflect the fact that they wanted to do good. What is that name you have? I forget it. What is it you call the one you serve?
Adonis?
And they nod. I never much liked that name. We are together perfection. It's not a wholly unjust goal, I believe, but I would prefer a different name. Adoni. We are together better.
Yeah, she kind of like thinks about that and sort of nods. That's more of a that's a goal you can actually strive for, with the hopes of achieving it.
And times are changing so that we may be in need of a goal to achieve. The limitations, the boundaries that affix most things in this world and others are weakening. The limitations of both good and evil are lengthening. So, I ask again, why did you seek to prevent war? Why do you seek still to contain it?
Yeah, she gets a very conflicted look on her face. She's self-aware, but she isn't like thinking through her actions. She just sort of goes with what feels right, or rather she goes against what feels wrong. She just sort of looks down, taps her foot a few times. I'd feel bad if I didn't. No, there's not, like, obviously I care about Ra and everyone in the city everyone back at home at the capital, but really it's just to alleviate some of the weight. She like taps her heart.
You tap your heart with your right arm.
She actually like looks down at that like, huh.
Simple. Almost humble. Sincere. There was a time, long, long past many mistakes that have been made and will be. There was a time in which I chose those who would extend this to the world. Those with the power to carry it out. Those who I thought would carry it out in a way that was sincere. I believe I shall do so again. You're awake. You are holding the blade. Your fingers are closed around it. It is an unfamiliar sensation. It is like you are feeling the solid object, but not with a hand, not with a physical object as well. It feels like you know the sword is there. You know its weight, you know its position, but you don't feel the sensation of it. That's probably due in part to the fact that you are lifting it with what appears to be a limb of pure light that is extending from your right shoulder.
She like looks down at this like, wow. She'll like look over at Ra like,
yeah, she's just wide-eyed and staring at you.
She'll sort of like gesticulate her wrist so that she can like move it around with the blade in her hand.
And it feels natural. You remember the motions of having your old arm.
What is this again? You said living metal?
Living steel. Yes. It carries the souls of all warriors past. And it is a link to the great sun. The one above.
You've spoken with them?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Shit, why don't I get one?
He's just like leaning against the door with a cigarette.
Yes.